Hello everyone, this is Ant here, and I'm in Saturday Night Swagging. It's the game that I use to make all of the mod charts and the charts that I've made recently for YouTube videos. I've been playing this game a lot, and I've kind of noticed that a lot of players do not know how to use the in-game editor feature, all of this stuff right here. So I kind of wanted to make a YouTube tutorial that goes over all of the basics of it, and then I'll make another one that goes into the more complicated stuff such as effects, which you can also watch. I'll upload it with this video. It'll be a part 2. Now, if we're going to teach anything, we should probably start with a song. So for this tutorial, I'll just be charting MILF, why not? I'll chart the original. So firstly, what you want to do, you want to head over to your Roblox, click on create, and go to audio here, and you want to find the song that you're looking for. So in this case we're looking for Friday Night Funkin' Mum. Okay, Roses will be easier, so let's just do Roses. So what you want to do is you want to click on Roses or whatever song that you're looking for, and you want to look up here in the link and get the audio. Then you want to head back into Saturday Night Swagging and click on the editor, and if you go to play, so if you click space and you play, there's no audio at all, and there isn't going to be any audio unless we add the song ID, which you can add it in main. You must click main here and then click song ID, click enter, give it a second, and then when you go to play, so it'll start playing the song. One of the main things that you need to start with in every time you make a song, because no one does it and it's really not that hard to do, is set the BPM. So listen to the song and look at where these white lines here are and the yellow lines here and also the black lines, and just kind of like match it to the song, and I'll show you how. So first thing we got to do is listen. So it's very close to being right already, so let's try 110. Okay, very close to working, but what we want to do first is set a slight offset. Not on that one, because if you notice when I click space, there's like a bit of a pause at the start. That little pause there. So we're going to want to set it to maybe like 100, give that a shot. 200. Okay, 150. There's definitely a lot of tweaking towards the start of making a song, but it's what you want to do if you want to make it right. So let's listen now. Okay, so it's not quite right. So let's try 115. Okay, that looks about right. Let's give it one more shot. See how the white lines here are matching with the beat of the song? So you see, 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes with the song. It might slowly get a little bit off chart, but that's where you could just kind of tweak the BPM again. Now let's get into the actual chart making, because we've kind of set up the song how we want it, but now we need to actually chart it. And turning on toggle hit sounds is a huge part of making sure that your song is on beat and is hitting the correct note. Now, on the left side here, this will chart onto the left side. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, these 4 notes here will be on the left sides for player 1, and these ones here will be on the right side for player 2. So if I go test mode,
3, 2, 1,
I'm playing as player 1 here. See? So that's on my side. Now, what toggle hit sounds will do is make it so that when it goes over, see? So that seems like the right one. So, so let's listen to this and see how on beat it is. Now we might want to move this a bit down. That's good, but you can hear that the clicking is like slightly off. So let's set the arrow offset, which will, if I move it to 100, it'll push the notes upwards. And if I set it to -100, it'll push them downwards. So let's set that to 25, see if that's on beat. Actually, no, that's a little off beat. It's a little too far forward, so let's go -25, sorry. Close. We'll go -50. There we go. So now that we've got that kind of start, D. Let's see what that sounds like. Yep. Now this one's a bit of an awkward part. D. There we go. Let's give that a listen. Okay, that obviously gets pretty slow towards the end. Now, because it's the exact same on Boyfriend's side, what we want to do is copy it. And copying is a pretty simple mechanic. You do need to be careful when you go to copy, because doing it wrong can really mess up your song, especially later on. So what you want to do is go here. You've got notes that you can set. You can delete them. You can make sliders, which just automatically does that. Traps, caution notes, which you have to hit or else you'll lose points. Camo notes, which are like slightly transparent. And dodge notes, which make those really weird loud noises. Now, selecting, what you want to do is start from the note. You want to start from the note that you're going to select from. And you want to hold down and, oops, I let go. You want to hold down and go up the song like that until you've copied all of what you want to. Then click the copy button down here. And so I think it's here that we want to start from. So click on paste position, click on that spot. And now if we go to click on paste, in order to paste it there, what it's going to do is it's going to paste it here on this side. If you look at these three here, clear notes, which doesn't really do much, flip, that will paste the notes from whatever side you copied it on, so from the left side here over to the other side, which is what we want, so we need to turn that on. And mirror, which makes it so that, say, this down note here, if we copy it and then paste it, that down note will appear as an up note, and this up note will appear as a down note. So basically it just flips the chart when you copy it. So let's paste what we've gotten down, and as you can see, it pastes here. One thing that you do need to be careful of is don't select from the top. Like, don't go down like this, because what will happen then is that you'll go to paste it to here and it'll paste downwards, so it'll start from the top here. So if you want to start the copy from the bottom side, make sure you start selecting from the bottom. Now let's listen to what we've got. Now it sounds like I've gotten the beat slightly off, so all we want to do is, because we've still got it copied, we can just hit select it all and then delete it and set the paste position to here, and then we flip it, deselect, and now let's listen. Does sound right, but I think it is one up from here. So let's try setting it to here. That's better. So you can set the key amount, and you can set it from anywhere between 1 to 10. Now, be careful, because if you started charting it in 4 key or something, or you've already got a chart there, and you've got to set the key amount, what it's going to do is it's going to move everything. So if we look down here, these are the first 4 keys on the left side, and instead of moving the right side over to these 4, it's just moved them in between. So it's gone like here, which it shouldn't be, and it's a bit hard to fix, so just be careful when you're trying to set a chart with more keys. It also gets quite difficult to chart a song when there's more keys, because the notes get pretty small. Song speed sets, I think, the average speed for it, so like if I set it to 5, it doesn't set the chart speed, it just sets the song speed to be ridiculously fast or ridiculously slow. Not 9.25, 0.25. That's demonic. Anyways, up scroll is for those of you who are weird. You can set it to charting up scroll, which feels really awkward, especially when you're a down scroll person. Place notes on both sides. Relatively simple. If I set it back to 4 key, places notes on both sides. Also deletes them from both sides. Autosave doesn't really work. Bpm Calculator is pretty simple. Let me show you how that works. So you click on the Bpm Calculator, and you'd start playing the song, and you just kind of click with it. So we can see that the BPM that we've got is relatively close to the BPM calculator. Not quite. You probably never quite get the right BPM with the BPM calculator, but you'll get close. Length is for if at the end of the song there's like way too much nothingness at the end. You can kind of set the length for it. It's a bit awkward to use. Effects I'll get into in another thing. IE here, I don't know how to use, but it's not really all that important. I think it's for importing FNF charts into here, or importing these charts into a playable FNF chart. And count notes. You click it, and it counts how many notes are on each side, which is if you want to even out how many notes there are. See? It'll also tell you how many of each note there is. So that's nice. Now let's get into saving. I've already got a bunch of charts, so there's a limit to how many charts you can have saved. So if I go to click save, you can see all of the ones that I've got here. So I can no longer save, or I can save over another one and it'll overwrite that chart, which isn't a good idea. You can load any other charts that you have. So if I go Garrido, why not? This was my 6 key chart, so it loads in 6 key, and then if I go to the part that it's at, it is slightly off beat, but all I just got to do in order to fix that is set the arrow offset to something like 50. Yeah, you can load other charts. You can create a new chart, which if you haven't saved the chart that you're already doing, you will lose all of it. Don't worry, I had that one saved. Yeah, this just starts a new empty chart. There's no song ID in it. Publishing a chart, I'll teach you how. You enter the name of the song. You set the difficulty for it, so you can set it to be any difficulty that you want. set an image ID, and all you got to do is, like you did with the audio, find decals, and you can put a decal ID into here if you want to have a image set for it. I don't really have one. If you don't have one, it'll just set it to the Friday Night Funkin' logo. Hide your map from other players. If you set it to yes, only you can access the song, but other people can play it in the free play menu. Like if you're matchmaking with it, other people can join you, but they can't find the song. If you set it to no, it'll be accessible to everyone, but I wouldn't set it to no if it's like a kind of song that you've just started, because it'll create a bunch of issues. So let's go yes. If you're out of saves, like how I am, click create new save, set it to anything you want, and then save it. It'll say failed to save, ran out of slots, but if you ever want to unpublish it, so if we go to my songs here, where is it? Where is the one that's called Hamburger? There we go. So if you ever want to unpublish it, you go to load in editor, click on unpublish, and then you'll need to look through your songs, because it'll show every song that you've got saved, including the ones that you couldn't properly save. So you can see them all here. These are all of the charts that I've made. Now, the one that we wanted to get rid of is Crazy Hamburger here. So you do that, unpublishes it, and so now it's completely gone from your map list. That's kind of all I wanted to show for this tutorial. I'll teach more in the second part, including all of the effects, and I'll show these traps, cautions, camos, dodges, all of that, and as well as that, I'll show what a proper, well done chart looks like. Like if I load this one, that's what it looks like, and yeah. So yeah, I'll teach that second part. It should be in the iCard at the top right. Thanks for watching, and happy charting, I guess.